Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Baker here. Welcome to today's entertainment. I've decided to continue fueling the hype machine that is Game of Thrones. Those of you who will have seen the video earlier this week know exactly what's coming next. No, winter isn't coming and neither is summer. Oh, and this is Craig, the interdimensional spoiler of surprises and silent creator of comedy. He's still here, surprisingly. As usual, I don't mind. I'll handle the microphone and he can freak out the collectors with the way he handles the figurine. So, as you can see, today we'll be reviewing the goodest boy in Game of Thrones franchise, Ghost. Fair warning, this Game of Thrones review contains spoilers. To make sure we understand each other, I'm going to mention one right now. Ghost is still alive. Before we dive into the character, let's have a look at the figurine. Craig, I hope you washed your hands. This one gets dirty easily. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. Where did you even find those? Are those? Moving on. Ghost number 19 of the Game of Thrones set and parts of Edition 3. I think Edition 3 is the most interesting set out of the 7 so far. There's 8 now. It includes the 3 dragons, Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion. Viserion is the pre-undead blue-flamed monster. 2 direwolves, Grey Wind, and of course Ghost. And then lots of humans. We have Brienne, Joffrey, Hodor, Tywin, Ygritte, Tyrion, and Daenerys herself. Being from Edition 3, it means that this pop is actually released before the other 2 we reviewed last time. If you'd like me to review any of the others from the set, let me know. I'll see what I can do to find them. A lot of these have been vaulted and they're really difficult to find, which means they can get really expensive. Not that that will stop me. As for this one, the box is standard, nothing special here. As usual, they're quite smart and look good if you wanted to put them on display. Of course, we have Craig handling the figures, so that's not a concern here. Craig, you can go ahead and open the box. Oh, good, you're done destroying that. Moving on. This Ghost is all white with basic patterns across its body to give the look of fur. Its paint is average considering there's hardly any paint to speak of, with a little black paint escaping his nose, which makes his whole face look a little less sharp than it should. Wolves have a very sharp nose. He also doesn't have the little bits of darker shading around his eyes like on the illustration on the box. There is, however, a bit of grey to create a bit of shadow in his ears. Then, of course, the most pronounced feature of this pop is his big red eyes instead of the usual black that most other Funko Pops have. Ghost is in a sitting position and looks quite friendly. Around the back he has a big bushy tail. What are you doing? That's very cruel. Put it back. Direwolves aren't supposed to work that way. Thanks. That's a lot better. Speaking of the direwolves, let's have a look at the direwolves in the show. There are 6 in total. We've met Ghost here, who's by far the most featured. He's in 24 episodes. There's no chance of any other wolf overtaking him for screen time by the end of the series, but it doesn't seem like we'll be seeing any more of him again either. The others are Summer, Shaggy Dog, Lady, Grey Wind, and Nymeria. Only Grey Wind actually has a Funko Pop. I really want that one. Hint, hint. Unfortunately, the filmmakers tend to avoid giving the wolves too much screen time, especially now in Season 8. Animals are kinda hard to control, and of course direwolves don't actually exist. Which means a bit of expensive CG wizardry is also required whenever they're on screen. Fluffy things tend to be expensive to animate. In previous seasons, the direwolves all played major roles in protecting their respective Starks. Apart from Lady, she did nothing. Apart from, we won't mention. Grey Wind was a formidable fighter with Robb Stark. Summer saved Bran's life multiple times until he wasn't Bran anymore. Nymeria is a big metaphor for Arya's evolution. Shaggy Dog protected Rickon for years until they were eventually captured. It seems in the current series they've resorted to having Ghost appear in random shots and not actually do anything. And they've effectively written me out of the last episodes. Don't really like the way Season 8 deals with Ghost. He's just there. And now, since they're leaving Winterfell, he won't be there. There was so much potential for comedy between Jon and Dany and the Ghost and Drogon. Yeah, it's an impressive pet, but Dany's is bigger. Would have been nice to see some interaction between Ghost and Daenerys or Ghost and Rhaegal. That's definitely not going to happen now. I think it's time for that rating, Craig. What do you think about Ghost? You can rate him now. 6. No, you can't give it a 6. This is out of 5, and we're not rating the character, we're rating the Funko Pop. The Funko Pop, Craig. 2. That's a bit harsh. 3. 3, okay, let's go with 3. 3 out of 5 for this Funko Pop, and apparently 6 out of 5 for the character Ghost. Apparently, that's a thing now. Despite the quality of the figurine itself, it's one of my favorite Funko Pops that I own. And once again, for everyone who's sick of Game of Thrones, let's appreciate all the animators who work tirelessly to make direwolves a thing. Speaking of tireless animation, next time will not be Game of Thrones. Craig, are you trying to spoil the surprise again? What even is that? Where's the box? Blue hair? Just put it away. Goodbye.